Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Myself Dr. Munsifa Firdos Khan Barbhuiya. This is my first video. I have made this video for the students who are appearing for their upcoming HSLC board examination. So I have covered the syllabus of the board examination of class 10 standard computer science, and the first chapter is Introduction to the Internet. So these are the contents of chapter 1. First one is the history of the internet, then a technical viewpoint, then who governs the internet, how the internet works, then how to log on to the internet, then internet related terminology, then how the web works, then hypertext transfer protocol, that is HTTP, then hypertext markup language, that is HTML, and publishing a web page. There are three more topics, that is web addresses, then network classes, and uniform resource locator. These three topics has been discarded by Board of Secondary Education due to COVID-19. So we will not touch these three topics. We will only cover the syllabus that is included in your board examination. So first topic is the history of the internet. Now what is internet? Internet is actually a network of network where different types of computers are interconnected all over the world via different networks. So you see the example where different types of devices are interconnected. It is a global network of networks. The first internet that was started by Department of Defense in 1969 was the ARPANET, that is Advanced Research Project Agency Network. For your examination point of view, the definition of internet as well as the abbreviation of ARPANET is very important. Next topic is the technical viewpoint. There is some of the technical terms we need to understand. First one is the protocol. Now, what is a protocol? It is a set of rules that computers use to communicate logically. For example, suppose if you want to connect these two devices, device 1 and device 2, in order to set connection between these two devices need to follow the set of rules for sharing and transferring of data between them. Next is the router. Now what is a router? Router is a device that directs internet traffic by determining the best path to be taken. Now what does it mean? It means router is a network device which acts as a traffic controller. That means the main objective of the router is to choose a path which is congestion free. Now congestion free means it has to choose a path which is having a less traffic. Let us take an example. Suppose this is the source node and this is the destination node. So source node sends a data packets and the router receives it. Suppose this is the router associated with the source. The router will receive the data packet sent by the source. Now it needs to transmit the data packet to the destination. Now it has a multiple paths. These are the multiple paths that are available to the router. Now router will choose a path which is having less number of traffics. Now you can see these are the traffics we can say. Now you tell me which path the router will choose. Definitely it will choose this path which is having a less number of traffic. So via this path the router will transmit the data packets to the destination. So this is the objective of a router, which acts as a traffic controller. Now for a small number of networks only one router is associated with the source, but for a large number of networks, like for WAN, that is wide area networks, another router is required at the destination as well, which will receive the packet and then it will give it to the destination. The next term is a modem. The modem stands for modulator and demodulator. Modulator and demodulator. Now what is a modem? It is actually a device that helps to connect that helps computer devices to connect to the computer network via telephone lines or a cable lines. So next is the modem. We will understand a little elaborately about the modem, its types, then its functioning. So first it has two types. First is the internal modem and next is the external modem. Now what is an internal modem? Internal modem is a circuit board that is inserted into an expansion slot on the motherboard. So let me write down it here. It will be better for you if you note it down. For your examination point of view, it is very important. So internal modem is a circuit board that is inserted into an expansion slot on the motherboard. So as we have understood from the statements that internal modem, it is inserted into your motherboard, so it cannot be moved from, so definitely it is difficult, cannot be moved from one computer to another easily, and it is difficult to set up, and it is less expensive. If we compare it with external modem, then it is less expensive. Next is the external modem. It is attached to the system unit as an external device. Is attached to the system unit as an external device through telephone lines. And it requires external power supply. Then it is easy to set up. It is expensive compared to your internal modem. So these are the some of the points. You can note it down. You can remember also for your examination point of view, because it may come also in your examination, the difference between internal and external model. So I think if you write these points, then it will help you out at least to score. If the question may comes for 2 or 3 marks, then definitely you can score that much from this answer. Next is the working of modem. As we know that modem stands for modulator and demodulator. Now what modulator does, it converts digital signal to analog signal. And what this demodulator does, it converts analog signal to digital signal. And the process of conversion of digital signal to analog signal is called modulation, and the process of conversion of analog signal to digital signal is called demodulation. Now let me take an example in order to make you understand it little better. So suppose this is the sender and it transmits a digital signal. So now what it will do, this modulator, it will receive the digital signal. This digital signal it will receive and it will transmit it into analog signal. Okay, this is the analog signal. Now this analog signal is received by your demodulator, and what it will do, it will again transmit this analog signal into digital signal, and this digital signal will be received by your receiver. So at a receiver end, the digital signal it will receive, and the conversion of digital to analog and analog to digital, it will be done by these two, modulator and demodulator. So this is how your modem works. Next topic is the who governs the internet. As we are aware that internet is not governed by any one person or organization. That means there is no governing body of the internet. There are some bodies or organizations who works together for smooth functioning of the internet. So these groups are, first one is the Internet Activities Board. Now what this body does, this body looks after the development of the internet suite of protocols. You can note it down. Looks after the development of the internet suite of protocols. Again, this body has two task force. One is the Internet Engineering Task Force, another is the Internet Research Task Force. Now, Internet Engineering Task Force is responsible for, this body is responsible for developing and maintaining communication protocols. Communication protocols, comma, resolving problems and coordinating new services. This you can note it down for your examination point of view. It is important. Next one is the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, that is icann. This group is responsible for providing various registration services, registration services such as IP address and domain names, needed for the internet to operate effectively. Next one is the World Wide Web Consortium. So this group develops standards for evolution of web. So for your examination point of view, first of all, the abbreviation is very important. You have to remember all the abbreviation, that is IAB, Internet Activities Board, then IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force, IRTF, Internet Research Task Force, then Internet Corporation for Assigned Numbers and Names and Numbers, ICANN, then W3C, there is World Wide Web Consortium. So these are the abbreviation for. It's also important, as well as we need to know the points, the functionalities of each groups. Next topic is the how internet works. Now the internet works with these two protocol, that is TCP IP. These are the base protocols which are used for working with the internet. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. Transmission Control Protocol. And IP stands for Internet Protocol. Now TCP is used to transfer data over internet. Now suppose when a data is passed from one computer to another, this data is broken into pieces, and that is called packets with the help of TCP. Each packet consists of 1500 bytes or characters. Now how it does, suppose this data we need to transmit to a destination node, then what TCP will do, it will break this data into packets. Suppose TA, it will break this data into packets and it will transmit it to the destination. Now what IP does, IP stands for Internet Protocol, which is used for addressing. Now IP will do, it will add the sender ID, source ID and destination ID to each data packet, source ID and destination ID to each data packet, so that the packets should reach to its exact destination. So TCP at the destination end, it will receive this data packets, it will reassembles it and it will give it to the destination node. Now suppose in case while transmission, suppose this data packet it has lost its path. So what it will do, TCP when it's reassemble the things, it will check that only 3 packets it has received out of 4, so it will resend the packet for retransmission. Now you see from the diagram, it is clear to everyone that this data packet, it is transmitted, it is received by TCP, it breaks into, say, this multiple data packets, it will be transmitted. Now in a path, if this data packet is unable to receive at the destination node, what TCP will do, while reassembling the packets, it will detect that one of the packet is missing, so it will request to the sender to receive it once again for retransmission, and in this way it will again reassemble at the destination node and it will receive the data. For your examination point of view, it is very important question. Many a times you have seen in your half yearly board examination also how the internet works. Then this figure is also very important. This figure also they have asked it, and even this question has come, what is the work of TCP/IP, how TCP/IP works. So these are very important question. Minimum 3 to 4 marks this may come, so you can note it down. Next topic is how to log on to the internet. So we can log on to the internet with the help of an internet connection, then with the help of a modem, then internet access, then a program that controls the communication of data on the computer system. Now internet connection, it is provided by internet service provider. Now what is an internet service provider? It is actually a company which provides internet service to its customer. Company which provides internet service to its customer. Suppose you are a user and you want to connect to the internet. So directly you cannot connect to the internet. For that you need ISP, that is internet service provider, which helps us to connect to the internet. So different internet service provider are BSNL, that is Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited, then Vodafone, then Airtel, then Jio, then MTNL, that is Mahanagar Telephone Nigam Limited. In order to select an internet service provider, we should find out about the technology and speed provided by them, besides the service cost. So the following factors which must be kept in mind when selecting an internet service provider. First is the technology. We should know which type of technology the ISP is using. Which type of technology the ISP is using, whether it's dial-up or cable or satellite. Based on this information, we should decide which technology is suitable for us. Next is the speed. Before choosing an internet connection, we should check the speed what we will be getting while surfing or downloading the internet. While surfing or downloading, check the speed that we are getting. Next comes the cost. The cost of the internet, it depends on the type of connection and speed. Next comes the usage. We must check whether there is any limit to the internet usage in our plan. Any limit to the internet usage in our plan. Usage. These are the key points that we need to remember, and this may also come in your examination, so you can note it down. Next is the types of internet connection. We have two types of internet connection. First is the wired connection. Wired connection, in this connection, data is transmitted through wires. Wires like cables such as coaxial cable, twisted pair cable, and optical fiber cable. Wires or cables. Example. Now the wired connection says the first is the dial-up. So a dial-up is a connection between the computer and the ISP server with the help of a modem. This connection is a limited time duration connection that uses telephone lines to connect to the ISP server. It is slower than other types of internet connection. One of the disadvantage of this connection is that user cannot use the internet and the phone at the same time. Phone and internet cannot be used by the user at the same time. This is one of the disadvantage. Next comes the ISDN. ISDN stands for Integrated Services Digital Network. Integrated Services Digital Network. It is used to transmit data over digital telephone lines. Transmit data over digital telephone lines. These are more efficient in compared to dial-up. Connection through ISDN is also 2 to 4 times faster than the fastest modem, faster than the fastest modems. These lines are generally installed by corporates and institutions. Installed by corporates and institutions having greater workload. Institutions having greater workload. Next is the broadband service. Broadband stands for broad bandwidth. Broad bandwidth. This is a high data transmission rate internet connection through which we can watch and download videos, and we can share huge files. With broadband connection, we can connect to the internet and make phone calls at the same time. Connect to the internet and makes phone calls at the same time. Next is the DSL. DSL stands for Digital Subscriber Line. This is a popular consumer broadband technology capable of transmitting data faster than dial-up. Capable of transmitting data faster than dial-up. The most popular version of DSL is the ADSL. ADSL, that is the asymmetric digital subscriber line. For your examination point of view, this abbreviation of ADSL is very important. Abbreviation of ISDN is important. So you can note it down, even abbreviation of DSL is important. ISDN, Integrated Service Digital Network, Integrated Service Digital Network. Then DSL, Digital Subscriber Line. ADSL, Asymmetric Digital Subscriber Line. Next comes the cable service. In cable service, we can connect to the internet through the same cable that we used for watching television. Can connect to the internet, through the same cables, through the same cable system that we use for watching television. So these are some of the type of internet connection that are available under wired connection. Next type of connection is the wireless connection. In wireless connection, we don't need any sort of cable or wire for connection. The first type of wireless connection is the satellite connection. In satellite connection, you do not require any cable lines or phone calls. phone lines to be connected to the internet. We can connect without telephone lines or cable lines to anywhere in the world. Suppose DSLR or cable services are unavailable in an area, then in that area we can get a fastest connection with the help of various satellite service provider. One of the point that to be noted down is that like natural conditions like rain and storm, the transmission gets affected. Transmission is affected through satellite service. Next is the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. Wireless fidelity. Now it provides wireless access to the computer. Provides wireless access to the computer. It uses high frequency signals to send and receive data. Signals to send and receive data over shortest distance. Example is the hotspots. Next is the WiMAX. WiMAX stands for Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access. It is a wireless technology to access the internet at a very high speed. To access the internet at a very high speed. Internet at a very high speed. Unlike Wi-Fi, its range is about 30 miles. Range is about 30 miles. Whereas Wi-Fi coverage is limited to a very small area. Next comes the mobile connection. In mobile connection, the computing devices is not continuously connected to a base or central network. Rather, it uses mobile phone towers to access the internet. The various generation of mobile communications are 2G stands for second generation, 3G third generation, 2G second generation, 3G third generation, and 4G stands for fourth generation. So these are the various generations of mobile communication. You can note down the transfer rate of 3G. 3G is at least 200 kbps. 3G is 100 Mbps to 1 Gbps. Next topic is the internet related terminology. Some of the key terms related to the internet are discussed here. First one is the World Wide Web. Now what is a World Wide Web? It is an internet based network of servers that are interconnected through hypertext. That means different servers are interconnected through hypertext. Now what is hypertext? Hypertext, it's a method of presenting information in which selection of highlighted text text displays more information on a particular topic. Displays more information on a particular topic. More information on a particular topic. Suppose in Google, if you have typed this World Wide Web, then you will find this hypertext. It will be blue inked color and one underline will be there. Upon clicking on this, you will go to a web page. You will go to a page where you will get the information about this World Wide Web. This entire text with blue inked color with underline, it is called hyperlink. Because upon clicking on this link, we are going to another web page, another page where information is available, and this text is called hypertext. Now the next terminology is the web page. Now web page is an electronic document written in HTML. Document written in HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Now, as earlier I have mentioned, suppose you have typed World Wide Web on the Google, this blue ink line color, and you have clicked on this. Upon clicking on this, one page will be visible to you. It will take you to a page, and that page is a web page. Okay, that page is a web page. It's an electronic page which is written in HTML. The next terminology is the website. Now what is a website? Website is a collection of, one or more related web pages, then images, videos, etc. Now suppose, as I mentioned earlier, suppose World Wide Web you have typed. Okay, upon this, clicking on this, it will take to a page. Okay, suppose it is consisting of more than 2 or 3 pages. Suppose page 1, page 2, page 3. Under this, only these 3 pages are there, and then we call this World Wide Web, it's a website. Collection of one or more web pages is called website. The next terminology is the home page. Now suppose you have clicked this World Wide Web on the internet, and the first page that is displayed on your screen is the home page. Suppose page 1 is the home page. The home page is what? It is the first page on the website. The next terminology is the web browser. Now what is a web browser? Web browser is a program. It's a program that enables users, a user to access and interact with text, images, sounds, and other information located on the web page of a website. That means if you want to search something on the internet, if you want to access the internet. For that, first what you need a web browser. What web browser with the help of this web browser, you are able to find the data, you are able to search the data whatever you are searching. So some of the example of web browser are Google Chrome, then Mozilla Firefox, then Microsoft Internet Explorer, So these are the some of the examples of web browser. With the help of this, you can surf the internet. Next terminology is the web server. Next is the web server. Web server is a computer program. That serves the requested HTML pages or file. Requested HTML pages or files. The next topic is how the web works. Now, the World Wide Web is also known as the web, and it is most popular service available on the internet. In order to access web, one must have a personal computer, then a web browser software, and a strong internet connection. The web is a client-server system. Now, what does client mean? Client means the personal computer. And what does server means? Server means the remote computers that stores electronic files of websites. Now, how this client server system works? Now, suppose this is the client computer, and this is the server computer having different data, different websites it's having. It's the server. Now, suppose the client at this end wants to see the weather, today's weather. What it will do, it will simply type. Suppose there are various websites from where we can check the weather. So what it will do, it will type the URL of a website. URL means the uniform resource locator to its in the web browser, or it will type the particular address of the website. Okay, then what will happen, once it type the address of the website, the browser, it will send it to the server. Then what server will do, it will receive the request and send back to your web browser, and with the help of web browser, it will display in your computer. That's how the client server system works. This is the working of client server system. That's how our web works. Where whenever a user wants to see something, it will first type the address of a particular website. Once it types the address of a particular website, the web browser, it will receive the request, it will send to the server receives the request and send back to the web browser, where your web browser will display the particular website in your computer screen. That's how the web works. The next topic is the HTTP. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and it was emerged in 1990s. and it is a communication protocol used to transfer all kinds of information on the web. Like information means text, images, sound, video, and other multimedia files. Multimedia files. Next is the HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. This HTML, it is used to design websites. In order to design website, we use this HTML. Now let us understand the acronym of this Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext. Hypertext means ordinary text that has extra features. Extra features like formatting images, inserting multimedia, and links to other documents. Next is the markup. Markup is the process of taking ordinary text and adding extra symbols to it. Now each of the symbols used for the markup in HTML is actually a command that tells the browser how to display the text. The next acronym is the language. Language denotes that HTML is a computer language, which means it has its own syntax, own terminology, and rules for proper communication. And the last topic of this chapter is publishing a web page. Now, publishing a web page refers to the transfer of a web page to a computer or a site on the internet from where it can be served by an HTTP server so that people all over the world can access and read it. Till the time the proposed sample page or proposed web page is not transferred to a web server, it remains as an HTML document only on the local machine. Thank you everyone for watching till the end. In my next video, I will provide exercises question of chapter 1. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you.